Yeah, thank you for joining us. So today topic is Flyway, and this is a database change management which we can do during the project also. So today agenda is why we need database migrations, and then we will go through some Flyway introduction. Then we will cover the migrations. So all the script which we're writing that will be considered as migrations. Then we will see the command how we can run the Flyway, and then we will have demo. So which I will cover all the scenarios. Okay. So first thing is we have multiple test and production stages. Like for every development, like we have dev environment, test environment, UAT environment, and maybe a staging environment, production stages, and also it will have more complicated in-house solutions. So when we have to deploy the database changes, so what we are going to do, like we have to write the script and we have to maintain uh, this script should go in which environment, like test, dev, UAT, or production. So we have to maintain somewhere. So like today's goal is like how we can do the automatic deployment of these database changes. And when we're maintaining lots of stages like test, dev, production, so it will be we have to deploy these changes into this environment. Like we have to maintain somewhere, like these changes should go in dev environment, UAT, or production. And like we have to make the control of the update process. So there are the three rules for the database work. Like I think it will be more useful the MuleSoft application which is using databases, and we have to create some of the database schema, and we can automate that process. So the first rule is like never use a shared database server for the development work. So maybe we have a dev database, and every developer, like we have 10 developers, and they are working on same databases. So if two-person are doing some database schema changes, so if they have applied that script in some of the environment, so that will fail for another developer. So that will be a problem for another developer. So those that's why, so it is always recommended to always have a single authoritative source for your schema. So maybe for the development work you can create a local schema and you can use that. And also like the third one is like always version your database. We are doing the versioning for the project, like when you are doing deployment, in production. So we are creating always a version in the pom.xml file. Also you can see some version, semantic version. So similarly you can do the uh, versioning for the your database also. So these are the best practices. You have to treat database migration as integral part of the project. So you have to commit all the changes, all the scripts into the project. And so here you can see like DB scripts checked in the source code repository. And the second one is like fail fast, like check and migrate database at application startup. So during the Flyway demo, we will see this one how we can run the database script during the application startup. So it is always recommended when you are doing some changes, so you can run those database changes during the application startup. And also like the third one is like continuous database integration. So you don't have to worry about the database integration. So which script should go in which environment, so that will be part of your source code repository, and during the application startup those script will be run. Like this is the statement, like we have to follow the continuous database integration, one of the statement by PM Dual. So continuous database integration is the process of rebuilding your database and test data at any time a change is applied to a project's version control repository. So uh, like you can build that databases anytime, any machine. And so we will see how we can achieve this one, like continuous database integration. So we have lots of database migration tools. Like we have Liquibase. Liquibase is very popular, and even I presented this topic also. Flyway and MyBetis. So these three are more popular, and there are some dead projects also like DB deploy, migrate DB, migrate 4J, DB maintain, autopatch. But these three are more popular: Liquibase, Flyway, and MyBetis. So today we are going to discuss this one, like Flyway. So yeah, why we need uh, database migration tools? So like maybe some of you you are following this approach. Like we used to maintain DB script in the text-based format in maybe in some Notepad plus plus or Notepad, and we are adding them manually to the DB. Like yep, we are creating the DB script and we are creating that manually to the DB. But in this process, there will be more issues uh, like the first issue will be like you can lose the sync between the code and DB state. So maybe sometime you have applied the some DB state and the code is breaking. Like you have removed some of the column, but that column is used in the code. So in that scenario, so this will be broken. Like so there will be lot sync between the code and DB state, and like it will be hard to recover from the error during the development. Like maybe sometime you have applied some wrong statement to the DB, so you have to figure out that will take some time. And sometime also, like if you are not able to figure out, you have to recreate the DB from the scratch. You will delete all the schemas and you will recreate the DBs. And like also like we have, it will be very hard to find out the state of particular DB environment. So maybe you have to create multiple text based like files. So these are the script we have run in the this environment. Like dev we have run 3 script, in UAT we have run 2 script, production it we have 1 script. So we have to maintain this state somewhere like text based. So that's why we need some database migration tools that will uh, make life easier for the database migrations. So for these issues, so we have option like Liquibase or Flyway. So here you can see this is a repo something, and 3 developers are working on same project. So here you can see he'll have HTML and maybe that guy is backend developer, maybe tester or another developer. So they can maintain, like they can commit into the code and they will create a PR, then that will be merged to the uh, project. Like so like this is the like code side. When it is coming to database side, so these 3 developers are working on, but this guy like has applied some of the script. Okay, he had done some changes in the script, but after when he applied this the script in the database, so like the main code is failing. So these 2 developers are facing some issues. So here you can see like he's on fire. So like when there is a new table, some data or view or maybe, so we have to apply in dev. Okay, we have applied in dev, that is fine. But when we have to release like this week, like we have to promote this changes into another environment like UAT or prod. So we have to like think like what we have to release in production, which changes should go in UAT or which changes will go in prod. So we have to maintain somewhere, so that will be a very hard to find it out. So like let's compare the code side and what is the database side. So in the code side, we have very well defined version. So when we are promoting any changes into another environment, we are doing the versioning, and we have a version control sources, and we have a well defined release. So these are the things which is coming on the code side. But in the database side, you can say we don't have anything like versioning on a good day locally. So version control sources. So you are maintaining those changes like a script in a text file. So you are maintaining those file in a locally. So that is not, we are not going to commit those script into some repo. So you have to figure out that which in locally. If your system went on or something, so it will be very hard to, you have to write again those scripts. Okay, and then coming back to release, so you have to look into that what we have to release, which script we have to release, so you have to look into that. So like considering this situation, so we have something like Flyway. So you can anytime you can create databases from the scratch. So all the scripts will be committed in the project and you can recreate that state from the scratch. And even like clear state, and we have something versioning also, so you can do the easy version upgrades, and that is equal to, you can say, Flyway. So Flyway, so it will solve that database base migration tool slow. So here you can see solves only one problem and solves it well, and it is lightweight and easy to set up. And it's like you can maintain like continuous delivery. So you can migrate database changes on application startup or as a build pipeline. So either you can do like uh, you can run database changes on the application startup, or you can do like first you apply the database changes and then you can start the application. So there are two options. And this year Flyway will be written in plain SQL update script. So what you are writing in the notepad, just you have to maintain this into your repo also. And it is following convention over configuration. So let me show you. So if you see, here you can see like Flyway. So you can refer this site flywaydb.org, and it is like why it is famous. So here you can see like we have this much downloads in 2020. So here you can see like it is started from 2020, 2010 from zero, and it is gradually increasing. So uh, so that's why it is more popular. So why it is famous? So it is famous because of database migration made easy. So you can do the version control for your database, and you can migrate it very easily and with confidence. Do we have any question?
Yeah, Shyam. That's a question from Shaimendra. Is Flyby only used to migrate or create DB schema or data also along with the schema?
You can create data also, like you can do the insertion and these things also. It is coming as the next question is it licensed or free account? So it is coming with both version, licensed and free account also. But with free account you can do the migration. So some of the commands are available in the free account also.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming to that part. So here you can see, yeah, it is very simple to use. So okay, we will see how it is very simple, and like it is solves one problem well. Like your it will migrate your database, so you don't have to worry about it, and it is made for CI/CD. So the releases have been never been easy. So here you can see like uh, in the website also it is mentioned you can get up and running in 5 minutes. So here you can see. So just there are four way to integrate it. So I will come this later. So these are the like some of the features like mm, for Flyway. So first one is like plain old SQL. So you can write your script in the plain SQL script. Okay. So yeah, and this has no limit, like Java based migration for advanced data transformation and handling with LOBs, and zero required dependencies. So all you need is like Java 7 plus but Mule is supporting like Java 8 and 11, so there will be no issues, and you need only like JDBC driver, and then you are good to go. So Mule is already supporting Java 8 plus, so there is no issue. Just you have to add JDBC driver. Like for any JDBC connectivity, we need this one. Like even like connector also we need JDBC driver. And here you can see like convention over configuration. So you can like file system and class path scanning to automatically discover SQL and Java migration. So like we can write the migration in two format, either in SQL format and either in the Java language also you can write it out. But you can store this like in one of the folder. You can go with file system or class path. So we have to specify the location where all the scripts we have to store it. Okay. And like highly reliable, so safe for cluster environment, so multiple machines can migrate in parallel. Okay. And it has cloud support also, like full support of for Amazon RDS, Microsoft SQL Azure, Google Cloud SQL, Heroku, and more. And here you can see like and the another is auto migration on a startup, which we are going to see in today's demo. Then we have fail fast. Then we have schema clean. So schema clean is like one command is there, flyway clean. So that will drop all the table, view, triggers, and more than from a schema without dropping the schema itself. So if you run this command clean, so it will remove all the tables, views, triggers, everything. And here you can see like this is the relational databases supported. Like here you can see like Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, all these are the databases which is supported by FlyWayDB. Like here some of the people are saying like this is a nice tool with the basic knowledge of SQL anyone can use. And okay, let me come again back to
Shyam, there is one. Does this support DynamoDB?
you can see like this is not supporting DynamoDB, but liquid another competitor like Liquibase is supporting DynamoDB. Here you can see the list of the supported databases.
Thanks, Shyam.
Here you can see like these are the uh, supported databases which I copied from that link, and how it is working. So how Flyway works. So yeah, the step one is like version control. So first it will create a table called Flyway schema history. So this table will be created when you run that uh, command, Flyway command. So it will create first Flyway schema history. Then in the step two, it will do the scanning, like where all the script are stored. So scan file system and class path for new migrations. If there is a new migrations, so then it will check if these migrations are executed or not. So that will be maintained in the Flyway schema history. If there are some new changes are there, like these are the new changes, then uh, they will do the sorting, sort the new migration on the version number. So in every script, we have to start with some versioning number. So some version number. So they will thus do the sorting, and then they will check that this script is executed or not. So we have new script like new version 2. So like inside Flyway schema state table, you can see like this is the version. So here you can see like 2.1.2, 2.2.1. So here you can see like this is the description, initial setup, and this is the SQL, and this is the file name. Like in the file name, we have to specify the versioning. Here you can see V1. Then we have to follow with this one underscore to underscore. Then this is the name that is coming as here also like initial setup. And here you can see like this is the checksum. So that will be like for that file. So every file there will be a checksum, and this is installed by. So this is the username, and when it is installed on, and the execution time, like for this script, this file script, how much time it will take, like for the execution. And then we have success and boolean. Okay, like it is success or not. Okay. Yeah. So again, when it is ready to migrate, like we have a new version like 2.8.1. So here you can see like 2.81. Here you can see like this one is already executed, and then they will do the sorting. The step one, that will be executed only the first time when you are running the flyway very first time. That time it will create the flyway schema state. For the next execution, it will not follow the step one. They will do the step two directly, and then they will do the scanning like file system and class path, then do the sorting, and according to the sorting. And this one is the new version 2.8.1 is already executed. Here you can see 2.8.1 is already executed, and we have some pending scripts that to be executed. So here you can see, so that is 2.9.1, and that is executed general letters. And here you can see like we will see with more details in the demo, so it will be more clear. So yeah, how we can write the flyway migrations. So one of the concept is like how we can write the migrations. So there are two types of migrations uh, you can write. One is SQL based, so you can write all the migration in SQL format, and another is like Java based. So you can write in Java based, but that will be a Java file, and inside Java file you have to write the SQL script only. So in SQL based, like what we are supporting, like DDL changes. So here you can see like you can create, alter, and drop statements for table, views, trigger, and sequences. So you can easily create like these of the things like table, view, trigger, and sequence. And simple reference data changes, like you can perform CRUD also, like you can insert records, and these are the things also you can do. Read, update, and delete also you can do. And also like the third one is like simple bulk data changes, CRUD in regular data tables. So we will see during this demo how we can create a table, how can we can create a view. Okay. So like how we can write this one. So flyway migrations. So here you can see it can be written in plain SQL, and it should be versioned. So here you can see like v, that is versioning, and then we have to specify the version number, and then we have to specify the two underscore, and then you can write your some descriptive uh, file name for that script. So here you can see like create table var invite. So this is the script, and this is the file name. So this is written in plain SQL and version, and plain SQL and repeatable. So here you can see some of the things in the database that is repetitive. Like we can replace that one also, like view, trigger, stored procedure, function that we have to write with create or replace. So this is repeatable migration. So here you can see like there is no versioning uh, version number. So these are repeatable. So you can do the changes and it will run again. So plain SQL and repeatable. So and another is like version and Java. How we can write in Java format in Java language. So you have to create a class. Like here you can see like B1. This is the version number, and then this is the class. And here you can see like it will internally use. Here you can see like we are using a Spring JDBC migration. So and using JDBC template, we are executing this script. So you can write in this way also. For each migration, you have to create a Java file, and with version you have to follow this approach. So how we can follow the Flyway migrations naming. If you are not following the this naming conventions, so your file will not be picked it up. So there are three types of migrations. So one is for version migrations, the another is undo migration, and the third one is repeatable migrations. So here you can see like the first part is prefix. So prefix is like first part should be like p for version, and that is also configurable. Okay, by default it will come as b, and that is also you can modify. uh, there will be some settings with which you can modify. U for undo and R for the repeatable. Okay, and these all three are configurable. By default it will be like b for version, U for undo, and R for repeatable. Then the next part will come as version. So here you can see red. So version you can see only for version and undo migrations. Okay, and version with dots or underscores separate as many part as you like, not for repeatable migrations. So there is no versioning required for the repeatable migrations. Then it's coming as two underscore. Here you can see that is also configurable. Then the next part will be like coming as description. So here you can see this is the description: add new table and drop new table and add new view. Then it is coming as suffix. So that is a SQL file dot SQL dot SQL. So this is also configurable. So this Flyway migrations naming we have to follow it up. Otherwise it will not be picked it up by uh, Flyway when we are running the command. And where we can store the migrations. So here you can see like we have to create one folder like db and migration. It will be up to you how you can maintain this one. So we have created db, then migration. Here you can see all the scripts. Okay, and we have to specify this location when we are running that Flyway in the configuration. We have to specify. So yeah, we can store the migrations file not only in the class path. So in the class path, you can see we can uh, in the class path you can src main resources. There you can specify, and you can specify in another folder also like then you have to use file system. Okay, you can locate this file into S3 also, S3 bucket, but for reading that one you need AWS SDK v2 that needs to be added in the dependency. Then you can read it out, and also you can store this into the Google Cloud storage buckets, so you can read it from there also. But for reading that you need GCS library added to in the project, then you can read it out. So there are four ways like where you can store the migration. One is class path, then file system, S3, and GCS. Yeah, how we can run the migrations. So here you can see like we have Maven, and then we have API, and then we have a command line. So then and scalable tool and Gradle. So today we are going to see this Maven approach as MuleSoft is following the Maven. So we are going to see this one. Maven, command line, Gradle, and API. API is also like when we are running the application, during the application startup, it will run. So in the demo, we will see this approach, not Maven one, but you can you migrate the all the scripts using Maven also. So here you can see how we can migrate using Maven. So any Maven project, you can integrate the Flyway library. So just you have to add this plugin, okay, and then you have to configure the database username and password. So here you can see the configuration is there like URL, username, password, and the schema. Okay, then you can run this command mbn flyway migrate. So this is the command which will run all the scripts that is available in one particular like locations. So that will read all the scripts and then they will do the migration. So here you can see like this is the one example. So here you can see first they will see the like schema versions, then migrating to version this one, all the here you can see successfully applied 4 migrations and the execution time is like this. So these are the like flyway commands. Like first one is like migrate the databases, which we are going to see in today's demo. Another command is clean, so it will drop all the objects in the configured schema. So it will empty the database schema. Then we have info, validate, baseline, and repair. Today we are going to see this one. Maybe you can explore this from the Flyway website also. Now demo time. So also we have a very good documentation. So flywaydb.org documentation. So here you can see you will find all the things, and they have very good documentation how you can do. So here you can see like why we need database migration. So here they are mentioning that one person is working on this, then this has applied some of the DB and these things. Then it has very good so here you can see the concept, the migrations, how we can write it out. So in the version migrations, okay. So the how we have to apply the version. So these are the supported versioning like 1001, 5.2, 1.2, 3.2. You can use anywhere like 2055.68. So you can check it out. I will share this link. Okay. Let's come back to the demo part and demo. Uh, I have written one article, so I will be following that one. Okay. So you can go with my name, shyamrajprasad.medium.com, and you can search. That is published in the another integration blog also. So this is the I'm following this one. So all the steps are mentioned here. So just you have to follow it up, and it will be. So here you can see Flyway integration with MuleSoft. So first we have to create a project. Okay. Hope there is no question. I'm continuing.
We are good. We are good.
Yeah, so we are going to create a project. Okay, let me follow it up.
Just one quick question, Sham.
Yeah,
When
mm,
you are running maven command, right? You said we are creating project, correct? So those scripts where you're keeping in the same project, or you're keeping somewhere
same, same,
else, externalizing
same, same.
within project. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm creating a project name Combat Tour Flyway Meetup. Okay, so I'll be switching. Okay, then you have to create application properties. So that will contain all the DB details. So I've kept username as username and password as password. Okay, so you have to create one application.properties file under SRC main resources. Then you have to create like for the migration. So you have to create two folder. One is DB and another one is migration. So I will be creating in the class path. Okay. And then one more folder is migration. When you will see the live example, then it will be more clear. Okay. Yeah. So we are going to create a file called we are going to create a versioned SQL file. So here you can see like I am going to create a accounts table, and here you can see there are some columns called user ID, username, password, email, and created on. Okay. So let me copy this one, and also after that we are inserting one records like username, password, and mule and max something. So let me. So we have to follow the versioning. So V should be capital, and then I'm giving one is versioning, then underscore two, and then you can uh, specify the description. Okay. So this one is file is created. I have added this one. Let me change it. Okay. Yeah. So what we are going to do, like we will create a account table and then we are inserting this record. Okay. As we have created application properties, so we have to configure that one. We have to read that file. So we are going to the global elements and then let me read that file. So we will go. Yeah. Then uh, Flyway, we are going to integrate using a Spring dependency. So when we are creating that bean, so that will be executed during the application startup. So all the beans will be initialized during the application startup. So we have to add the Spring dependency. So let me add Spring module. And also like we have to access that database. So I'm going to add database connector also. Okay. Let me go and create a Spring configuration. I'm just providing that beans.xml file. We need to create this file. I'm going to create a bean.xml file and just going to copy this one. This is empty now. Later we will add that all the bean configuration. Okay. Then we have to add some dependency related to the Spring ADBC and Flyway and Postgres SQL. So in today's demo, I'm using the Postgres SQL. Okay. Let me add this dependency in the pom.xml file. And also we have to add this dependency, like we have to add this into the shared library also. So here you can see like all the Spring related dependency are added in the shared library also. So we have added these three, like we have added a Spring ADBC, Postgres SQL, and Flyway core. Now we are going to add some of the bean, like generally we used to create a database connector using with gender configurations. So let me go. Yeah. So here you can see like we have created a data source which is using driver manager data source, and here you can see like driver class name. We have to provide the driver class name, and that is PostgreSQL driver, and it is the URL which you are reading from the Spring database data source.url. So that we have specified in the application properties username and password, and then we have to add Flyway configuration. So here you can see this is the Flyway configuration. So Flyway configuration, and there we have to provide the locations. So from where all the script will be uh, we can read it out. So we have created a script under class path db and migration. So here you can see db.migration. We have created one script file. So it will read from there, and they need data source information. So we have created this one. So we are providing that one, and we have created another one like Flyway. So during the application startup, they will run that command. Init method is migrate. So there are a couple of commands there. In, this one. So the first one we are going to run migrate the database. Okay, so that we are going to use migrate. Okay, this is done. Then we have to add database config also. So and here we have to provide data source. Generally we used to do like generic connection, but today I'm going to use data source. You can perform the test connection also. So here you can see like we are getting the test connection successful. So now our like setup is ready, but for running our our application, we need some listener. So I'm going to create one HTTP listener, and from that we will read that record which we have inserted during the this script. So let me add HTTP configurations. I'm providing the accounts, okay, and then I'm going to use select one. So we have created the database config, and here we are reading select from accounts. We have created this table, so we are going to read that one. Just I am converting this into JSON format. Okay. Then I will add one more logger. And let me show you on the database also. So this is the database, and here you can see there is. Okay, let me delete this one first. Now you can see there is no table, right? Okay. Let me save it and let me run this application.
Sham, we have one question that can we start the version number start with 0?
Yeah. So application is starting. So during the application startup, you will see some commands related to the Flyway. Okay. I will show that. So here you can see like we have something. Here you can see like these are the so Flyway community edition is like 9.0.0, and here you can see first they are acquiring the database connection, and they successfully validated one migration, so that is valid. Like first they are validating that the file naming is correct or not. If file naming is not correct, they will not execute that script. So here you can see, so very first time they are creating this table, Flyway schema history, and then current version of schema is empty schema, there is no schema. So then they are running like migrating schema public to version 1, and then they are creating create accounts table, and successfully applied one migration to schema public, now at version v1. Okay, so let me open terminal also. And here you can see when we hit this URL, we are getting the response also. So we have kept username as combator and email as mule123 and password as mule. So here you can see the same script we have written, insert into public accounts, and this is the record and this is the table, which we can verify in the here also. Now we are going to refresh and we will see first Flyway schema st table. Uh, so here you can see like installed rank 1 version 1 create account table, and this is the script file name, and this is we are using a username for the db, and here you can see the execution time and installed on. So current timing is like just 3 minutes before, and this is executed and it is showing success. Okay, and here you can see like let's see this one also. So same thing, like one record is we have inserted user id 1 combator mule and this one. Any doubt till now, or we can proceed further? I will cover some of more scenarios.
We are good, Sham. We can proceed. I don't see any question. And thanks, Ravi, for helping us.
Okay. So yeah, uh, we are going to create a new table. Let's um, underscore. I'm going to create a car table. Okay, and again we have to run the application. Then it will pick it up because we have configured this Flyway migrate during the application startup. So in this case, you can see like the all the scripts are getting executed during the application startup. So you don't have to maintain like which script we have run in which environment. So when we have to release these changes in any environment, so that during the application startup, all that script will be executed. And if your script having some problems, so then deployment will fail. I will show that one also. So here you can see, yeah, you can search with FlyWayDB. So here you can see uh, successfully validated two migrations, and current schema version is public one. So they are starting to migrating schema public version to 2, that is create card table, and then we can see like successfully applied one migration to schema public, now at version p2. So maybe we can go and check the db. Yeah, here you can see the second script is getting executed, and the timing also you can see like when it was executed and how much it takes time, everything you can see. And also here when we refresh this one, you can see the card table also. Okay. Now I am going to see so here you can see like we have a column called last login. So in the next script, I'm going to remove this one, like last login column. Okay.
Sham,
Yeah.
one question, okay? So just now you restarted the Mule application. It only created the car table, right? The
Yeah.
previous one it didn't execute, right? Is
Yeah,
this taking the history table first and
yeah,
then it's running the scripts from the MuleSoft?
yeah, yeah. As I mentioned, like
Yeah.
in the uh, let me go to this one, and yeah. So first it will do the scanning, and then the sort the new migration on the version number, and then it will figure out which script you have to run. Okay. And be the pending one that will be executed. Okay. Let me come create. I will cover of few more scenarios. Okay. So I'm going to drop column last login. Got it. So here you can see like um, let me stop, and then we have to execute again.
Sham, there is a question like for every script it will be created multiple times. Like this.
Yeah. Um, Same table twice. When you are running same table twice, then it will create a like that will not be executed. I will show this one. Okay. I will cover this in demo.
Okay.
Yeah. So it will be more clear. Yeah.
That is taken care by your scanning itself, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's what my question was, right? I think answer to that question is already given.
Yeah. So here you can see like successfully validated 3 migrations, and the next one is like 3 drop column last login is executed. So when we hit again the terminal, and here you can see uh, here you can see like when earlier we have executed, we are getting a last login. Now we are hitting that URL, and we are that column is removed, last login. Okay. So maybe we can validate this one here also. I'm getting some background noise.
Balkish, can you go on mute, please?
So here you can see like drop uh, column last login, and yeah, so that one is executed, and here also you can see I have to refresh it, so that column got removed. Let me try another one. Like let's say we have written one more script. We are trying to drop this column one more time, like same script.
Hey, Sham, in curiosity, one more question I want to ask, okay?
Okay, okay, okay.
So let's say PostgreSQL, we have access, okay? Now I
Yeah.
have written 3, 4 scripts over here, okay? And from
Mhm.
the backend, before running this MuleSoft application, if I delete something from the history table, will it scan here and then check the history table whether this car or table is there or not? So now, right now, we have V1, V2, V3 here, okay?
Yeah.
I went to the backend and I've deleted or dropped the car table. Will it create car table?
Uh, we will come that
Yeah,
one
okay.
first.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. So I'm going to drop column last login. It will be always recommended like if you are following like Flyway, so all the script you should write in the Flyway in the DB migration format. Don't touch the database. Otherwise it will create a issues, right? So here you can see, like in the before migrations, we are going to drop column again. Yeah, same script we are going to drop. So we will see, like in this case, the application will like um, will not start. It will fail. Like when we are creating a if account table is already there, when we are trying to create that table, so that will fail, right? So I'm covering that scenario. But just I'm doing the same script, like before drop column last login.sql. So here you can see, like error column last login of relation accounts does not exist. And here you can see, like we got something error. And here you can see, like error column last login of relation account does not exist. The same will applicable for the when we create trying to create the account table, it will fail, right? So we will get the exception, and the application startup will fail. I'm going to delete this one. uh, I will come your scenario, Ashish, later. Maybe I will cover the view scenarios, the repeatable one. Then we will try it out. Your scenario. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. 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 I'm going to as I have mentioned, like these are the versioned scripts, version migrations. So I'm going to create a repeatable migrations. Like you can create you can run multiple times, like view, trigger, stored function, and stored procedure and function. So I'm going to create mm, so here you can see there will be one view cars view will be created, and just we are reading some color that is blue, and just we are reading the ID and license plate. Okay, let me run this one. And the repeatable migrations, so there will be no versioning. So versioning will not required. So 1 2 3, we don't have to mention in that for the repeatable migrations. In case of views, trigger, and function and a store procedure.
So that means that script will get executed every time.
E- No, no, no. When there will be change, then it will be executed. Here you can see uh, mm, current version of schema is public 3, and migrating a schema public with repeatable migrations, create car view. Okay. And they have executed one migrations to schema public. So when we will see, so this one is created, and here you can see there is no versioning. Create car view, and okay, and you can note it on, like we have created like 42 and 38, and that is car view. And here you can see this is the car view, and here you can see the source is blue. Okay. And when we will do the changes, like let me let me restart them once again. So we will come to know like uh, this time there will be no script. So this time there will be no script will be executed. There will be no change because this one is already executed. Okay, so let's see that scenario also. Here you can see schema public is up to date, so no migration necessary. So all the scripts are already executed. So here you can see schema public is up to date, so no migration necessary. If there is no script, so um, you will see this message. Now I'm going to change this car view and let's make it red. Okay. And here you can see the timing is, what was the timing? Now it will run one more time. Now we have changed the color as red. So so this view will be executed again. When you are working on a stored procedure and functions, there might be some fixes or enhancement we have to do. So we have to follow with repeatable. So we have to start with create or replace view. And for a store function and store procedure trigger, we have to, the script will start from create or replace. So here you can see, yeah, they successfully validated 5 migrations and they found one more, and that is repeatable migration, that is create car view. So they have executed that one, and here you can see, yeah. So this car view that is executed again, and that will make one more entry. Okay, and if you go to the car view, I have to refresh it. So here you can see the red is coming. So one more scenario which I have to cover. If you are not following the naming convention, okay. So in the repeatable we don't have to follow like provide the versioning. So I'm going to provide the versioning, and then we will see what is going to happen. And let me, this is the file, right? Let me change it. Uh, let me run it. Okay. So if naming convention is not found, like they are not following, so they will not run that script. This is deployed, and here you can see One SQL migration were detected but not run because they did not follow the file name convention. Okay, here you can see. If this is an error, enable debug logging and validate migration mapping. Okay, so here you can see like schema public is up to date, so no migration necessary. So it will be always recommended that you have to follow the naming convention, otherwise the file will not be picked it up. Yeah, this is the I think I've covered most of the scenarios. Maybe Ashish, maybe you can come back again and then we can try it out that scenario.
No problem. What I was thinking, right? So we have V1 create account table here, right? Script.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I go to Postgres. Okay.
Okay.
And what happened? I have deleted this account table now from here.
This table.
Yeah, only
Okay.
deleting the table. Okay.
I'm deleting it.
Yes. Now, if I go to MuleSoft application and rerun my application, whether it will create that or not.
It will not create
Yeah.
because it will read from here. Let's
Okay.
try it out.
Yeah. So yeah. So my understanding now is not only it will check the history table. Okay. I think in history table somewhere the information is stored like checksum, right? I think this checksum.
Yeah. Check some.
Yeah. So I need to delete this record also. Then only it will
Yes.
come, right? So
Yes. Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
now I think I understand. Okay. So it's only checking history table and then decides whether to
Yep.
execute or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm done with the demo and it is question times. Maybe you can ask. Hope the demo is useful and maybe some of you will implement this integration in your application also. Like if you are using uh, SQL in your Mule project.
Yeah, I personally, my opinion is I really enjoyed, man. So you can post your questions here, guys. We have time to answer those questions. Otherwise, Balkish, over to you.